a train journey. The people on the train were hot and tired. A tall young man sat next to the three small children and their aunt. The aunt and the children talked. When the aunt spoke, she always began with "Don't." When the children spoke, they always began with "Why?" The young man said nothing. The small boy whistled loudly. "Don't do that, Cyril," said his aunt. Cyril stood up and looked out the window at the countryside. "Why is that man taking those sheep out of that field?" he asked. "Perhaps he's taking them to another field where there's more grass," said the aunt. "But there's a lot of grass in that field. Why can't sheep stay there?" "Perhaps the grass on the other field is better." "Why is it better?" The young man looked annoyed. "Oh dear," thought the aunt. "He doesn't like children." "Sit quiet, Cyril. Sit down quietly, Cyril. Now listen. I'm going to tell you all a story." The children looked bored, but they listened. The story was very boring indeed. It was about a very beautiful little girl who worked hard and behaved beautifully. Everybody loved her. One day she fell into a lake and everyone in the village ran to save her. Why did they save her?" asked the bigger girl. "Because she was so good," said the aunt. "But that's stupid," said the girl. "When people fall into lakes, it doesn't matter if they're good or bad. You run to save them." "You're right," said the young man, speaking for the first time. "That's a ridiculous story." "Well, perhaps you would like to tell a story," said the aunt coldly. "Okay," said the man. The children looked interested, and he began. The Tale of Horribly Good Bertha. Once upon a time, a long time ago, there was a little girl called Bertha. She was always well behaved and worked hard at school to please her parents and her teachers. She was never late, never dirty, never rude, and she never told lies. The children on the train began to look bored. "Was she pretty?" asked the smaller girl. "No," said the young man. "She wasn't pretty at all. She was just horribly good. Bertha was so good that she won 3 gold medals. One said, 'Never late', one said, 'Always polite', and the third said, 'Best child in the world.'" "Jack," said the 3 children. "Anyway," said the young man, "Bertha was so good that the king invited her to his palace. So she put on her best clean white dress and she pinned her 3 medals to the front. And she walked through the woods to the king's palace, but in the woods there lived a big hungry wolf. He saw Bertha's lovely white dress through the trees, and he heard the medals clinking together as she walked. "Aha," thought the wolf, "lunch," and he started to move quickly, but quietly through the trees toward Bertha. "Oh no," cried the children. "Is he going to eat Bertha?" "Yes, of course," answered the young man. Bertha tried to run away, but she couldn't run fast because the medals were so heavy. The wolf caught her easily, and he ate everything, every bit of Bertha, except her 3 medals. "That's a terrible story," said the aunt. "No, it isn't," shouted the children. "It's the best story ever." "Ah," said the young man, "the train is stopping." "It's my station."